Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to UnWine with me, Fifi. It's been a while since I've done a video by myself, so I thought, let me just hop on and touch base with you guys and see how everybody's doing. I now have wine again. I think the last video that I did by myself was saying that I don't have wine. So, yay, thank you to the gods of wine for bringing back wine. I'm very happy. I'm a very happy child right now. So yeah, and also I wanted to do this video because we are literally halfway through the year, which is 2020. At the beginning when I started the YouTube channel, in January 2020, I was speaking a lot about 2020, and I guess in a way it has been 2020, but not in a way that we expected. There's a lot that's happened around the world. COVID-19, everything that's happening with Black Lives Matter, the economy not doing so well. So I guess in a way it has been 2020, but not in a positive light that we hoped. So I wanted to obviously touch base with where everybody is, and also give just an update where I am with my 2020, the year that was meant to be great. Oh man, actually come think of it, it is 2020, but anyway. So yes, it's halfway through the year, June 2020, and I was thinking about my vision board. I was looking at my vision board. Let me show you guys my vision board. So I'm not going to show too much. I'm just going to cling cling. There it is. So that's my vision board, and I had a whole vision board party with my girls, and it was very fun. And we were really looking forward to this year being a great year, going out, traveling, making those career moves, getting that coined. And it hasn't turned out as well as we expected, and I think as well as everybody had hoped, not just us, but everybody in general. This year really was promising to be a great year. So yeah, I wanted to give you guys just a little personal update on where I am in my life, halfway through the mark of the year. And maybe you guys can also use this time to reflect on where you are with your goals, your vision for this year, what your 2020 looked like and what does it look like right now. So yeah, first things first, I'm having a 2017 Cabernet Sauvignon from Aslina by the great, wonderful Miss Ziggy Biela. I know a few people have asked me about, where do I get my wines, because you won't necessarily find this at Checkers or at Tops. So I will put a link below to the website, to aslinawines.co.za, I think. So I'll put the link below, and then also I will put the email address for the good sale, the good taste people, because that's where I get my wine. So I order my wines from the good taste people, and they always do the things, because I don't necessarily know what I want. I'm always just like, give me something I haven't had to taste, and to share and talk about. So this is like a really, really nice, it's a really nice blend. I find that the South African wines, because it's a new world, are smoother to the palate than the old world, if that makes sense. So if I were to get a Cabernet Sauvignon from South Africa versus France or one of the old worlds, you can tell the difference a bit, but what do I know? So yes, that's what I'm having. Please do check them out. I think it's great. I like that it's a black lady who's making these wines. So yes, I will share the link and then you can check it out. So yes, as I said, I showed you guys my vision board. I don't want to put it up too long so that you can see every single detail, but because I don't want to jinx it as well. But I had a various things, I broke it down to my professional, vision for this year. And in that aspect, I think I'm getting there in terms of, one of the things that I have is disrupting the digital divide. And there's a very exciting project that I'm working on. Those who would have seen this past week on June 16, on Tuesday, I did an event with Value Ed, and basically, we were talking about the youth post COVID-19, the future of youth in South Africa post COVID-19, and what are we going to do, with the opportunities that come out of this. I do believe that there's always an opportunity in a crisis. In every situation, there's always an opportunity to either learn, to grow, to look at what is this teaching me about myself in terms of how you react to situations. So this is a very difficult, it's a very difficult period for everyone. So I think using this moment to learn more about yourself. Everybody's saying, what skills have you gotten or learned? What books have you read? Some people just need this time to be alone with their thoughts, and that's what they've been using this time for. And I think that's great, learning more about yourself, using the spirit to heal and all of that. But yeah, so basically with this project that I'm working on, it is looking at bridging that digital divide in South Africa's youth, in terms of the corporate world or the working world, and what you want to achieve with your career, and everything else that's happening right now. So that's what we've been working on. The platform before was contact, one-on-one or in a group, and because of this we've had to look into, okay, how do we take this digitally and reach the people that we want to reach, who don't necessarily have fiber at home or whatever the case is. So it's exciting that it fell on my lap, or it found me. I didn't go looking for it. So looking at intention and manifestation, I think this is definitely one of those examples that's taking place in my life personally, where I put something on my vision board, didn't really have a clear direction of or what it would look like or how it would manifest. And basically Vic found me on LinkedIn and we connected and said, this is what I'm doing, would you like to be a part of it? I was like, sure, anything to do with the youth and to help out the youth, I'm always excited to do that. So definitely one aspect of my life professionally as well, that's taking place not in a way that I expected or I had hoped, but I guess it is a positive thing. So with my work, I was basically on like a fixed term contract for the past 2 years, and recently now, I've just been offered permanent employment basically. So it's exciting, it's great, like I said, it's not what I expected, but it's something, at a time where people are losing jobs and people are getting pay cuts and all those things. I'm grateful that I've been given an opportunity to not only stay with the company, but stay with the company on a more permanent basis. So really excited about that and really grateful for that opportunity. That is one of the things that I had put on my vision board, actually the words, her way to success. So I suppose this is one of those things. I had a lovely message from our vice president saying congratulating me on this offer and saying how this is the beginning of a great journey for me with the company. So I suppose that's very encouraging. Our managing director as well, my boss, also said the same thing. So in a way, this is the the start to my success with the career, with the company rather. So it's exciting, and it's just one of those things that I put on my vision board that are manifesting, coming to life. So it's exciting. on the love life side of things, as you guys know, I'm single-ish. I don't know what I am. I would say single-ish, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, yes, one of the things that I had on my vision board also was a couple, because for me, I was ready to love again and to be loved again. When I started 2020, I was very much single, so that's one of the things that I put on my vision board. And the universe listened, rekindled things, not rekindled, reconnected with an old friend. And yeah, turns out he feels the same way I feel about him, or how I've felt about him for as long as I've known him. So that's great. I don't want to jinx it, so guys, please just cross your fingers for me that this works out. If it doesn't, that's also okay. But yeah, very excited about that as well. And it's just like crazy to see these things coming to life, where you're like, oh wait, I did put this on my vision board, and look at it. Now the universe is like, da da da, here's your gift, you asked for it. And I'm like, oh, it's too soon, but thank you. So yeah, there's two people on my vision board that I'm really hoping that I will meet before the end of 2020, whether it's digitally or in person. And that is Puti Mahanyela, crossing fingers, and also Pumzile. I've actually met Pumzile Mlamunguga, but I was very young. It's the period when she had become deputy president. So I did meet her then, but I think that was because I was very young and didn't really care, to be honest. But now I'm like, this is one of the people that one of the women that I really, really want to meet. Just have a chat, connect. And yeah, I have a few questions, in terms of leadership and all of that. Irene, my best friend, always asks, like, when I do meet Puti, what am I going to say? And I was like, actually, I hope the words come out of my mouth to say something. But I think, yeah, I'm hoping that this year I will get to meet her. I want it to be under the right circumstances as well, because I have written to a few people, and that developed into something, we would meet or whatever the case is. But I don't want to just write to Pretty. Like, I want it to be under the right circumstances, whether it's through my work or an event, like, I just don't want it to be like random, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping that will still manifest itself. Yeah, I have a bottle of champagne on my vision board for celebrations. So I guess right now I have 2 things to celebrate, more on the professional side of things. So I will be doing that, because I put a few people have seen my vision board, like, why do you have a bottle of champagne? It's like, because I do want to take this moment to celebrate myself. My coach always says you have to celebrate yourself, celebrate the small wins, the big wins, whatever it is. But you have to take a moment to celebrate yourself, because you did work hard for whatever it is that you've achieved, no matter how big or small it is. So I have a bottle of champagne there because I do want to celebrate myself this year more often than I have in the past. So yeah, and then rising to the challenge. Those are the other words that I have on my board, because I do want to push myself a lot more this year in terms of rising to the challenge, whatever opportunity I'm given. Even if I don't feel like I'm ready for it, the fact that somebody recognized me and said, you know, I want to give you this opportunity, that means they saw something in me. Not necessarily that I would have seen that in myself. So I definitely do want to, you know, rise up to the challenge and always do my best, which I do. I think just being more deliberate about it this year. So yeah, that's one of the things that I'm working on. And those are the few things that I can see coming to life on my vision board. There's still a Porsche 911 there. I mean, soon, who knows? Soon. God only knows. Maybe 31st of December, you know, I will be buying it. It's still 2020. No, I'm kidding. But yes, that's like, I've always had that on my vision board. I think since I was like 12, I've always put that car because it's my favorite car. And I'm hoping before I turn 35, I'll be driving it. So yes, that's it. But yeah, I want you guys to, you know, I'd like you guys to use this opportunity to reflect. I know there's a lot happening. I know that, you know, everything with COVID, with unemployment growing, you know, I mean, it's higher than normal because of everybody losing their jobs, because of the way the economy is right now. Everything happening with gender-based violence, and Black Lives Matter, you know, those things are what's on our minds right now, all of us. And it is important to keep pushing that conversation and, you know, doing our best to make sure that the names of those people who've been affected by gender-based violence, Black Lives Matter, they're not forgotten. With that same breath, I would like you know, I would say take a moment, a second to yourself to look at where are you in the bigger scheme of things. You know, are you just floating by with everything that's going on, or are you deliberately moving still, you know? So looking at what you had set out for yourself to do this year and where you are right now, how everything else has impacted your life. So almost looking at it from a micro level and a macro level. You know, COVID, Black Lives Matter, gender-based violence, those like your macro factors, how those have impacted you personally, and then look at, you know, the micro aspects of, you know, factors in your life. And those are the things that, you know, you can look into and say, I can change 1, 2, 3. You know, I look at everything that's happening with the what I just mentioned. Going on Twitter can be depressing at times, you know. So for me, it's important to say, okay, I'm going to only go on Twitter after 3 hours of woken up, or only for a short period of time, because the more time I spend there, you know, I become depressed. I'm working from home now, I can't focus on work, you know, and it can be a lot. So I do, you know, share my voice on these matters, but I'm trying not to let them be my whole day thing. And I know that it is, and it should be, you know, but yeah, I think at the end of it's like what do they call it? The oxygen mask thing, you know. You need to also look after yourself and then help out others. So look after yourself, be in the right state of mind, mentally, physically, all of these things, and then we can go and help out everybody else. Basically everything that I've said, I would like you guys to, you know, take some time to pause, reflect on everything that's been taking place and where you are right now. In particular, looking at the fact that we are halfway through 2020. What have you achieved that you set out to achieve initially? Where you got stuck, you know, because of whether it's external factors like COVID, or, you know, internal factors like anxiety, depression, and, you know, whatever the case is. So let's look at that and see how we can salvage from the few months that are left of 2020, and then we'll start rebuilding again properly in 2021, I guess. It's not a train smash if don't get to achieve everything that you set out to achieve by the end of this year. It's just what life is. Sometimes we fall, but we have to pick ourselves up and keep it moving. But keep it moving with a sense of direction, moving forward, obviously, and not staying in the same place where you are. So yes, cheerio everyone. It is, it's been a cold week. Let's hope for a warmer weekend, and that it doesn't get any worse than this. 2020 is really determined to be that girl. I mean, yeah, when I saw that there was going to be snow this week in Joburg, I was like, wow. Yeah, hey. Anyway, cheerio everyone.